Hey Virgos, welcome to Cappy Cove. This is going to be your general reading for July of 2019. It is for those who have Virgo in their sun, moon, or rising. Also, please keep in mind it's a general reading, so not all messages are going to apply to everyone. So this month y'all have the Lion Spirit, and it says to be generous of spirit. This is a message that's basically saying that for the month of July to be very careful about not letting your ego get so big, and to make sure that you can stay humble even through things that you feel very prideful about. So I am seeing a lot of accomplishments and success and victory coming up for y'all for the month of July. So whenever you have these experiences, make sure not to let it basically go to your head. That is the message that I am getting. I feel like some people you might have to be more cautious of with this because they may take it that way more. And it's saying that you can still be prideful and you can still be happy and celebrate or tell people about your success. It's just about the way that you do it. So I am seeing a lot of you who are going to be getting a lot of things accomplished for the month of July. I'm seeing some of you are going to be getting recognized for certain talents or accomplishments or things that you have got done at work. Some of you are going to be getting awards. I feel like for some of you, these awards are going to be something special to you, and for each Virgo, it's going to be very different. I feel like for those who have worked very hard on something, that you will finally be getting the rewards for that, or it's like your hard work has paid off. I see some of you might be getting more well noticed. For some of you, this could be, it's almost like having fame. Some of you could being in the spotlight or a lot of attention on you. It's kind of like a famous vibe though. Some of you could be meeting famous people, and it's weird because I've already had that come up in like 2 readings, but it could be someone who's famous to you that you might end up meeting. I feel like some of you also might be getting I'm seeing like someone who's a swimmer and they get awarded for something, or they're going to win. I'm seeing also being in the spotlight a lot, like I was saying, and being around a lot of crowds. So I feel like you're definitely going to have an audience for the month of July, or people watching you or looking at you and seeing what you're doing. I'm also getting the message that this is going to be the time to really make yourself a leader, since so many people will be looking up to you. So there is a need here to be able to handle that very well, and that goes back to the lion spirit with staying humble, and it's how you choose to handle being in a higher position. I'm also seeing a lot of decisions that y'all are going to have to make coming up. Some of you may have a lot of options to do different things. Some of you may be deciding where you want to go as far as like a vacation or a trip. Some of you are making business decisions or having to decide on a job that you would like to change to, or partners you're going to work with, people that you're going to collaborate with. I feel like this is going to be a time where working with others is going to be very crucial. I feel like for any decisions though that you do need to make, to be sure to follow your heart. I feel like make sure that the decision you make, it's not going to be a logical decision. You're going to have to really decide this from the bottom of your heart, like what feels right and what feels good or what makes you happy, and that's the choice that you're going to need to make. I feel like some of you are going to be hearing from somebody from the past. I'm also seeing here, okay, y'all have this Seven of Swords. Typically, this is a card that talks a lot about someone who has betrayed you or who's lying to you, or, something of that sort. And I do see that there is some type of betrayal here. or somebody who's trying to do something for personal gain. Now, this can be you, or this could be somebody that, as far as like with the business partners goes, you might need to be careful with that decision, because they may be trying to gain something from you that they're going to do in a very sneaky way, or this could be you trying to do something that's a little bit in a sneakier way to become on top. So be very careful about this, because I feel like whatever this is, it will catch up with you, or it's going to catch up with them. Some of you might lose something or have something that's taken from you. I'm also seeing here there could be a lot of anxiety or worry or stress or some sleepless nights. I don't feel like that's going to carry out throughout the whole entire month, but I think certain things that pop up in July will cause that. I don't think, and when that happens, I don't think these things are going to be as bad as they seem. I think there's a lot of over analyzing things in your head, and I feel like the worst is basically what you're creating in your mind. So if there's something and you're stressing about it, I feel like you're going to basically over stress it and overthink it, and it's going to seem a lot worse than what the situation actually is. So it's okay, like, take a deep breath, because the situation isn't really going to be that bad. Even if somebody betrays you or does something of that sort, or if something's lost or stolen, don't stress it too bad, because the message I'm getting more is like things could be worse, and you have so much like good stuff coming for the month of July and success and victory, that it's kind of like, you know what, it's okay, like I've got this going on, this is good, so just focus on that and let this rest, sort itself out. You might also have to deal with a little bit of people that are gossiping like behind your back too. And like I said, it could either be like a betrayal, or it could just be simply somebody gossiping or making up like rumors or comments or something like that behind your back. It could go either way. It's like I said, it's a general reading. It'll be very different for every Virgo. I do feel like I know, as mentioned earlier, there was going to be somebody from the past, and I feel like you also will be getting good news, and that could be from the person from the past, or that could be two separate things that happens. I feel like somebody's going to get either like a letter or a phone call from somebody. I'm seeing also that there's going to be a lot of fun times for you that come up in July. I feel like for this person who's going to come back, or from the past, or the person who you hear from, I want to say that I feel like this is somebody that you may be like really enthusiastic to be, or to hear from, or be around. And I feel like for some of you it'll be okay, and then for others I feel like I almost feel like they may come in and rock the boat. For some of you, this also could be who's gossiping, but kind of be cautious of that. I wouldn't really stress it, but just kind of be cautious of that. I feel like if you have any issues that do come up, you need to stand your ground. Don't run from your problems. I feel like, yeah, like any issues that come up, don't run from your problems. If you're the one who ends up doing something that's kind of sneaky, you're going to end up having to face it, and it will come back to basically to bite you in the ass. So if you do something of that sort, you will have to answer to it later on. And if it's, like I said, it's a general reading, so if it's not you, it'll be somebody else. I do see traveling, but I also see some of you may have to cancel certain trips. So I almost get this vibe of like you cancel, but then you plan to go somewhere else, and that can come into the whole decision making. I really feel like, and like I said, I really strongly feel your decision making is going to be between logic and your heart. So it's kind of like the message is really to follow your heart when it comes to making your decisions for the month of July. I'm also seeing a lot of stuff around water. I have the message to be safe when you're around water. And I'm also seeing that some of you may be dealing with some flooding. I feel like overall, the message here, I feel like y'all are really doing great and on the right path. Just be very, very humble in what it is you are doing. I feel like the universe has you safe and protected in this kind of situations that do come up here and there throughout July. But I feel like, you just need to keep learning and keep growing, and you're going in the right direction. As long as you're following your heart, you're going where you need to go. So I'm going to leave it there, Virgos. Bye, y'all.